If I told you that one of the most powerful skincare products ever created costs less than your morning coffee and has been trusted for over 150 years, would you believe it? That little blue jar sitting in your bathroom cabinet isn't just your grandmother's beauty secret. It's actually a dermatologist-approved skincare powerhouse that can solve 5 common skin problems many people deal with every day. From healing cracked heels overnight to calming irritated skin after hair removal, preventing painful shaving, soothing eczema flare-ups, and even helping small wounds heal faster with less scarring, this simple product does far more than most people realize. And these aren't just random beauty hacks. They're evidence-based techniques supported by modern dermatology. Now let's start with the first method, something the internet calls slugging. But I like to think of it as the ultimate overnight skin transformation. If you've ever woken up with extremely dry heels, the kind that snag your bed sheets or feel rough like sandpaper, this simple technique can completely change that. And the reason it works so well comes down to a surprisingly powerful piece of skin science. Vaseline is what dermatologists call an occlusive agent, meaning it forms a powerful protective barrier on the skin that prevents almost 99% of transepidermal water loss, which is simply the moisture that naturally evaporates from your skin. When your heels or hands become extremely dry or cracked, it means your skin is losing moisture faster than it can hold on to it. By applying a generous layer of Vaseline and covering the area with cotton socks or gloves, you create what experts call a mini sauna effect. The warmth from your body, combined with this protective barrier, pushes moisture back into the hard, dry layers of skin. In simple terms, it's like giving your hands and feet an intense overnight hydration treatment that works while you sleep. If you repeat this method 2 to 3 times a week, within just a few applications, you'll wake up with noticeably softer, smoother skin. For stubborn cracks, gently exfoliate first and then apply Vaseline afterward. The results can easily rival expensive spa treatments, all from a product that costs less than $5. Now let's talk about the second powerful use, especially helpful for anyone who regularly removes body hair. Whether you've had your eyebrows threaded, your legs waxed, or you're dealing with razor bumps after shaving, Vaseline can be your skin's best recovery partner. When you remove hair, you're not only pulling out the hair itself, you're also disturbing the top protective layer of your skin, known as the stratum corneum, which sits on the outer part of the epidermis. This protective layer helps defend your skin from bacteria, irritation, and environmental damage. Once it's disrupted, the area can become red, inflamed, and much more sensitive. Think of it like removing the protective coating from a wire. Suddenly, everything underneath becomes exposed and vulnerable. Applying a thin layer of Vaseline immediately after hair removal acts like a temporary protective shield for your skin. It replaces the barrier that was disturbed, creating a second layer that protects the sensitive area from friction, bacteria, and outside irritants while your skin naturally repairs itself. The key is to apply a very thin layer of Vaseline on completely clean and dry skin. The good news is that Vaseline is non-comedogenic and hypoallergenic, which means it doesn't clog pores and rarely causes irritation. Apply it right after hair removal and reapply a light layer throughout the first 24 hours. This simple step can noticeably reduce redness, calm inflammation, and make those painful ingrown hairs far less likely to appear. Now let's move on to number 3. And this one is a lifesaver for runners, hikers, or anyone who has experienced the painful reality of chafing during exercise. When skin rubs against skin or fabric, it can quickly ruin your workout and even your entire day. Chafing is basically a type of friction burn that happens when the skin repeatedly rubs together or against clothing. What begins as a little redness can quickly turn into raw, painful patches that burn and sometimes even bleed. Athletes have struggled with this problem for decades, which is why many runners and hikers focus heavily on prevention strategies. This is where Vaseline becomes incredibly useful. It works as a low-friction lubricant, creating a smooth barrier between surfaces. When you apply it to areas prone to rubbing, like the inner thighs, underarms, or anywhere clothing causes friction, it allows the skin and fabric to glide smoothly instead of catching and tearing. The application is simple but important. Apply a generous layer on clean, dry skin before getting dressed or starting any activity. Don't be shy with the amount. You want the area to feel slightly slippery. As you move, the layer will slowly wear off, but it usually lasts for several hours. Whether you're running a marathon or just wearing a summer outfit on a hot, humid day, this simple trick can protect your skin and keep you comfortable. Now, number 4 is especially important for people dealing with eczema, rosacea, or extremely sensitive skin. If you've ever applied a lotion or moisturizer and felt that unpleasant stinging sensation instead of relief, this method can make a big difference. Many commercial lotions contain fragrances, preservatives, essential oils, and other additives that can irritate sensitive skin or trigger allergic reactions. Vaseline is different. It's hypoallergenic and contains only one ingredient: pure petroleum jelly. Instead of penetrating the skin, it forms a protective seal on the surface, helping lock in moisture and protect the skin from irritants while the natural skin barrier heals. But here's the secret that makes this technique so powerful. Timing is everything. You should apply Vaseline within the first 3 minutes after stepping out of the shower while your skin is still slightly damp. Dermatologists call this the soak and seal method, and it's widely recommended for people dealing with eczema or extremely dry skin. When you shower, your skin absorbs water like a sponge, temporarily swelling the outer skin cells. But the moment you step into dry air, that water begins to evaporate very quickly. By applying Vaseline while the skin is still damp, you lock that moisture into the top layer of your skin, known as the stratum corneum, keeping the hydration exactly where your skin needs it most. This helps repair the skin barrier naturally without exposing sensitive skin to complex ingredients that may cause irritation. Now let's move to number 5, and this one might surprise you because it goes against the traditional advice many of us grew up hearing. We're talking about using Vaseline as a protector for minor cuts and burns. For years, people were told to let the wound breathe and allow it to dry out. But modern medical research has completely changed that recommendation. Today, evidence-based medicine shows that keeping minor wounds slightly moist actually helps them heal faster and reduces scarring. When a wound dries out, it forms a hard scab that skin cells must work around. New skin cells need to travel across the wound to close it, and they move far more efficiently in a moist environment than across a dry crust. So when you apply a thin layer of Vaseline to a clean minor cut or burn and cover it with a bandage, you're actually creating the ideal healing environment. The petroleum jelly forms a protective barrier against bacteria and contaminants while maintaining the moisture level needed for faster skin repair. This process is known as moist wound healing, and it's now considered the gold standard in modern wound care. One of the biggest advantages is scar reduction. Studies show that wounds healed in a moist environment often develop much less noticeable scars. To use this method safely, first clean the wound thoroughly with soap and water, gently pat it dry, apply a thin layer of Vaseline, and cover it with a clean bandage. Replace the bandage daily and reapply fresh Vaseline each time. Before wrapping up, it's important to mention a few safety precautions when using Vaseline. While it's extremely safe for most people, there are a few situations where it should be avoided. Never use petroleum jelly inside your nose or deep in your nostrils, as repeated use there may rarely lead to a condition called lipid pneumonia. If you have very acne-prone skin, avoid applying it directly over active breakouts, since it can trap bacteria underneath the skin. Always apply it to clean skin, and if your skin is highly sensitive or reactive, it's a good idea to do a small patch test first. One very important thing to remember is that this wound care advice only applies to minor cuts and small scrapes. If you're dealing with deep wounds, animal bites, puncture injuries, severe burns, or any wound showing signs of infection, you should always seek proper medical attention instead of relying only on petroleum jelly. So there you have it. 5 scientifically backed ways to use Vaseline that go far beyond simple moisturizing. From healing cracked heels overnight to protecting minor wounds and helping reduce scars, this simple and affordable product is truly a skincare powerhouse. If this helped you discover new and useful ways to take better care of your skin, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more evidence-based skincare tips, and let me know in the comments which of these techniques you're most excited to try.